Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the 1985 season in Season Ticket Baseball. We are live tonight at Anaheim Stadium for Game 5 of the American League Division Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the California Angels. This is the first ever series on the channel that has gone the distance, whether a best of 5 or a best of 7. As I mentioned, we are tied at 2 games apiece in this series. The Detroit Tigers are waiting for the winner of this series, having knocked off the Yankees 3-1. In the National League, the Houston Astros and the Montreal Expos are getting set for their National League Championship Series. Game 1 of that will be on Saturday morning. We are expecting an electric crowd and a sellout here at Anaheim Stadium, standing room only, and there is no tomorrow for these two teams. So we're going to see everything on the table. And as a house rule that I will use in elimination games, if I decide to bring a starting pitcher in relief because I reset the rotations at the start of the round, at the start of each round. If I bring a starting pitcher in relief, I'm going to roll a D3. That'll be a D6 divided by 2. On a 1 or a 2, the pitcher will get 1 inning of relief if they don't already have a relief stat. 3 to 4, they'll get 2 innings in relief, and 5 to 6, they'll get 3 innings in relief before they're subject to fatigue. So, we're expecting a sellout tonight, so let's say we jump right into the action and get into this game. Starting pitcher for the California Angels tonight, the winner of Game 2, Ron Romanek. 14-9 with a 4.11 ERA, 195 innings pitched, 64 strikeouts, 62 walks, and 29 home runs in 85. And actually, the dust on my glasses is driving me a little nuts, so bear with me while I go get my lens wipes. When I go to run errands this weekend, I'm probably going to get a box of lens wipes that I can just keep in the game room full time. That way I don't have to keep bouncing out to my desk to get lens wipes. Much better. Also gave Romanek a chance to get some more of his warm-up tosses in coming out of the bullpen. As the rest of the Angels get loose behind Romanek, we will take our first look at the starting lineup for the Blue Jays. Leading off tonight, we've got Ernie Witt catching. Damaso Garcia is at second base. Jesse Barfield is in right field. George Bell is in left field. Rance Mulliniks is at third base. Lloyd Mosby is in center field. Al Oliver is the designated hitter. Manuel Lee is at shortstop. And Rick Leach is at first base. That's the lineup Ron Romanek will have to keep in check in order for the Tigers to be booking passage here for the American League Championship Series. Game 1 of that series will be on Saturday afternoon after Mystical Munchies. Leading off for the Blue Jays, we've got Ernie Witt. 245 average, 19 home runs, 64 RBIs in 85. We are using blue, white, and red dice tonight. Angels are the home team. They're actually dice for the Blue Jays as well, so that makes life very easy there. Game 5 of this series, winner hosts Detroit in Game 1 on Saturday afternoon. Loser goes home. Which team will advance to the ALCS? Only the dice know, and in order for the dice to tell their story, we have to go to the last first pitch of the 1995 League Division Series round. So, here we go. And we will get started with a 423 against a righty, and we will get started with a ground ball over to second base. Rob Wilfong will make that play. He will take his time, throw that over to first, out number 1, and we are underway here at Anaheim Stadium. I have a feeling there's going to be a little bit of a feeling out period as neither team wants to make the fatal mistake. Damaso Garcia, the second baseman, now steps into the batter's box for the Blue Jays. 282 average, 8 home runs, 65 RBIs in 85. He will be the batter next. Romanek will look in at Boone to get the sign. He will set in an electric Anaheim Stadium. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 636, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Gary Pettis will get under that one for the Angels. He will track that down, make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Jesse Barfield is now the batter for the Blue Jays. 289 average, 27 home runs, 84 RBIs in 85. Romanek will look in at Boone for the sign once again. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 459 against a righty of 459. Barfield's going to get into one. That'll get all the way to the wall. Slow in coverage, and Barfield will end up at third with a 2-out triple. George Bell, now the batter for the Blue Jays. 275 average, 28 home runs, 95 RBIs in 85. Romanek has got to shake that one off and hope he can get out of trouble from a 2-out triple. Romanek will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That's Cox. I'll re-roll that. That'll turn into a 626 and be popped up on the infield. Getting under that at second base is going to be Wilfong. He will make the catch in the infield grass. That will retire the side. Blue Jays get a 2-out triple, but they can't do anything with it. Score is now Toronto 0, California coming to bat. Fans are electric here at California Stadium tonight. Starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays in this Game 5 is their number 2 starter who started Game 2, Doyle Alexander. 17-10 with a 3.45 ERA, 260 2/3 innings pitched, 142 strikeouts, 67 walks, 28 home runs in 85. And as the rest of the Bluebirds get loose behind Alexander, we will take our first look at the Angels' starting lineup. Leading off, Bobby Grich is the designated hitter. Gary Pettis is in center field. Brian Downing is in left field. Reggie Jackson is in right field. Doug DeCinces is at third base. Rod Carew is at first base. Bob Boone is catching. Dick Schofield is at shortstop. And Rob Wilfong is at second base tonight. That's the lineup Alexander will have to keep in check if Toronto is going to make it to the ALCS to play Detroit. I should also mention that as this is an elimination game, my fast score house rule will not be in effect tonight. Leading off for the Angels is the designated hitter, Bobby Grich. 242 average, 13 home runs, 53 RBIs in 85. He will take his practice swings as Alexander gets the last of his warm-up tosses in. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 570. That'll be into left field. Going after that for the Blue Jays is Bell, and that'll be a fly ball right to him. Bell won't have to go far for that one. He will make the catch, and that is out number 1. Gary Pettis is now the batter for the Angels. 257 average, 1 home run, 32 RBIs in 85. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 261 against a switch left. 261 is going to be a 591, and that's going to be a fly ball right to Barfield. He will come in slightly for that one. He'll track it down, make the catch. Out number 2. Brian Downing is now the batter. 263 average, 20 home runs, 85 RBIs in 85. Alexander looking in at Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. Oop. Let's remember to change that. Now, here comes the pitch. That is a 566 over to shortstop. Lee going after that one, and that's going to get by him into right field. That'll be a base hit for Downing. He's not going to try to extend that, especially with Barfield with an arm of 7. He's got a cannon out there. Downing will go to first on the 2-out single. And a dangerous situation for the Blue Jays as we got some bum named Reggie coming up to the plate. Reggie Jackson. 252 average, 27 home runs, 85 RBIs in 85. He will be the batter. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud, hoping Jackson can get something going here. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 105. That'll be a 305. And Jackson's going to try to do too much with a changeup. He'll swing through it, strike 3, out number 3, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Angels. We are scoreless here at Anaheim Stadium after 1. Neither team wants to make that fatal mistake that's going to end their season. But for one of these two teams, the dream dies here. Leading off the top of the second for the Blue Jays, we're looking at the middle of their order. Here's Rance Mulliniks. 295 average, 10 home runs, 57 RBIs in 85. He will lead off the top of the second. Romanek will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 207. Against a lefty, that'll turn into a 407. And Mulliniks is going to work a leadoff walk out of the at-bat. Romanek loses control of a curveball, and Mulliniks gets on with a leadoff walk. The Angels will go to double play depth as Lloyd Moseby will step into the batter's box. 259 average, 18 home runs, 70 RBIs in 85. With decent power, Moseby is going to swing away. Romanek will get the sign from Boone. He will look over to Mulliniks. Mulliniks will stay put. Romanek will set. Here's the kick, and here's the pitch. That is a 209. That'll turn into a 409 against a lefty, and Moseby now is going to work his way on with a walk of his own. As Romanek loses control of a slider this time, that's ball 4. Al Oliver, the designated hitter, now steps into the batter's box. 251 average, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs in 85. Fans here at Anaheim Stadium are loud and nervous, hoping Romanek can get out of trouble. Romanek will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. 597. That does not sound like getting out of trouble, as that's going to be hit to Jackson. 597. That'll drop and that'll get to the wall behind Jackson. That'll be a double, and the Blue Jays will take the lead. Mulliniks will score. Moseby will go to third. Oliver will go to first. 1-0 Blue Jays. Moseby could challenge Jackson's arm to try to score, but he's not going to. Stadium groans. Ugh. As the Blue Jays strike first, the infield has got to play in. Manuel Lee now steps into the batter's box. Just updating my scorebook. 200 average, no home runs, no RBIs in 85. Moseby is, let me check my arms in the infield. 3, 3, 4, 4. Moseby is going on contact. Romanek is in a lot of trouble here. Romanek will get the sign from Boone. He will set, looking over at Moseby at third, Oliver at second. Romanek will kick, and he will pitch. That is a 499. Uh-oh, that sounds like trouble. No! Actually, Lee swings through the high heat for strike 3. That is out number 1. Usually when you get that high a number, it is big trouble, but Ramonic finds one that happens to be a strikeout, 1 out in the inning. Rick Leach, now the batter. 200 average, no home runs, 1 RBI in 85. Infield still playing in. Ramonic looking in at Boone for the sign. Mosby is still going on contact. Ramonic will set, and he will pitch. That is a 224. And against the lefty, a 224 is going to get popped up on the infield to third base. Infield fly rule will be called, as DeCinces will get under that one in the infield grass. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Everybody holds. Batter now is Witt. Witt tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. Angels trying to get out of the inning with no further damage. Ramonic will get the sign from Boone. Fans here at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Ramonic will set, and he will pitch. 638. A 638 is going to be a fly ball into center field, but not deep enough. Pettis will get under that one. He will make the catch. That will retire the side, but the Blue Jays strike first. 1 run on two walks and a hit. Toronto now holding a 1-0 lead as we get set for the bottom of the second. Stadium sighs. Phew! They're not happy about giving up the run at all, but they're sighing in relief that it wasn't a whole lot worse, because it very easily could have been. The bottom of the second for California brings us to the middle of their order as Doug DeCinces steps into the batter's box. 244 average, 20 home runs, 78 RBIs in 85. Alexander finishing up his warm-up tosses. He will get the sign from Witt. He's got a 1-0 lead to work with. You know he's going to be trying to protect this like it's fine china. Alexander will set, he will wind up, and he will pitch. That is a 347. And that's going to be a fly ball into right field. Barfield will track that one. He's near the track for that one, but he'll have plenty of room to make the catch. And that will be out number 1. Excuse me. Rod Carew now in the batter's box for California. 280 average, 2 home runs, 39 RBIs in 85. Alexander will look in at Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 349. And a 349 is going to get popped up on the infield. Going into foul territory on the third base side is going to be Mullenix. He will track that down, and that will be out number 2. Bob Boone is now the batter. 248 average, 5 home runs, 55 RBIs in 85. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. 264 against a righty. 264 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Barfield coming in for that one. He'll make that catch on a jog, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the bottom of the second. Toronto's still holding a 1-0 lead after 2. Game 5 of this series. Winner hosts Detroit on Saturday afternoon. Loser is out. Top of the third brings us toward the top of the Blue Jays order. Here's Garcia. Garcia flew out to center his first time up. Toronto with a 1-0 lead. Ramonic will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 459 against a righty, and that'll be a ground ball over to short. Schofield will get to that one with no trouble. He will take his time, toss that over to first. 1 out in the inning. Barfield, now the batter. Barfield got a 2-out triple back in the first. that the Blue Jays couldn't do anything with. Romanic will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 532. That's over to first base. Going after that is Carew, and that'll be a ground ball right to Carew. Romanic will come over to cover the bag. He will toss it over. 2 outs in the inning. Bell is now the batter. Bell popped out to second his first time up. Romanic hoping for a nice, easy inning. He will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 114, and a 114 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will find that one for the Angels. He will make the catch, coming in for that one, but that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the top of the third. Toronto's still holding on to a 1-0 lead as we get set for the home half of the third inning. Every run critical in this Game 5 as Philip Anderson, the official backup record keeper on the network, now is first to join us here at Anaheim Stadium. Good to see you tonight, Philip. I didn't think you'd miss an elimination game in this playoffs. Leading off for the Angels is Schofield as Alexander finishes up his warm-up tosses. Dick Schofield taking his first appearance. .219 average, 8 home runs, 41 RBIs, and 85. We have had a very wild postseason so far, but there's still so much more to go. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. Winner of this series hosts Detroit. Loser goes home. Alexander will set, and he will pitch. That is a 286. And against a righty at 286, Schofield's into one that's deep to left field. Schofield with a power of a 4. Can he tie this game for the Angels? Let's see. Schofield can tie this game for the Angels, and he'll do it with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to left field. Bell going back for that one. He's back to the track, back to the wall. He's not going to get it. That ball is gone. Home run, Dick Schofield, tie game. Angels tie it at 1. Stadium cheers. Yay! Rob Wilfong now up for the first time. 189 average, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 85. Alexander knows he's got to shake that one off pronto. He will get the sign from Witt. We are tied at... Hold on. How did I have another run score in the second? Hold on. I gotta back up here just a second. I should not have had another run score. This game should be tied at 1. Let me get this sorted out before we continue. Blue Jays should have only had 1 run. I need to figure out where the second run came from. Angels trying to get one for the AL West. Yes, indeed. They were the only team from the AL West to make the... Well, they weren't the only team from the AL West to make the playoffs, but they're the last AL West team standing right now because the Royals got blown out in the wild card game. Okay, I think now we've figured it out. So Leach... Oh! I didn't realize we had a ground ball. I forgot we had runners on second and third. Mosby was on third. Oliver was at second. The G5. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I think I entered it as a G5, but it was actually a P5 because because the infield fly rule got called. That's what happened. So I entered it wrong. Okay, let me get all this sorted out. It's kind of important to have this score straight, I would think. So P5, that's what we did there, then an F8. Okay. Let's see, then for the second, we had an F9 for DeSenseis. Then a G5 for Carew. Then an F9 for Boone. Then the Blue Jays went 1, 2, 3. All right, the G6 for Garcia. G3-1 for Barfield. And F7 for Bell. And then the HR7. So now we got it all straightened out. Wilfong's at the plate. We are tied at 1 here. Alexander has got to have instant amnesia from that pitch. He will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 631. That'll turn into a 641 because of the stadium, and be a ground ball over to first. Picking that one up is going to be Leach. He will wave off Alexander coming over, take it over to the bag. 1 out in the inning. Batter now is Gritch. Gritch flew out to left his first time up. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third. Winner take all, game 5 in this ALDS. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 558. That sounds like trouble. That's over to third base. Mullenix. The 558 is going to get by him. That'll be a base hit into left field. Gritch will not try to challenge. Will not try to extend that to a double. Right, I was looking at left. No, that's actually into right field. He still won't try to challenge that. I'll get it right one of these days. Infield will go to double play depth for the Angels. Batter now is Pettis. Pettis tonight is 0 for 1. The Angels are going to actually have Pettis lay down the bunt. Corners are going to come in expecting the bunt. I'll get my bunt strategy ready to go here. Got it. Okay, corners are in expecting the bunt. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. Pettis squaring around for the bunt. Alexander will pitch, and here's the bunt. Let's see, 8, 11, and 7 is 18. And that's going to be a good sacrifice right back to Alexander. Gritch will go to second. 2 outs in the inning. Downing is now the batter. Downing had a single his first time up. Alexander trying to get out of this inning with only the 1 run for damage. He will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 669, which will turn into a 679. And that'll be a base hit up the middle, and the Angels will take the lead. Gritch will score. Downing will go to first. California takes the lead 2-1. Stadium cheers. Yay! And here's Jackson, a dangerous situation for Toronto. Jackson, though, is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Alexander trying to get out of the inning, limiting the damage. He will get the sign from Witt. Anaheim Stadium is loud. Alexander will set, and he will pitch. That is a 162. And a 162 is going to be a walk. As Alexander loses control of a slider, Jackson will trot to first on ball 4. And now the Angels have something going on with 2 outs. Batter now is DeCinces. DeCinces flew out his first time up. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. 2 outs in the inning, but the Angels want more. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 6.06. That'll turn into a 6.16. And DeCinces tries to do too much with a changeup. That'll be strike. Actually, gets frozen by the changeup. That'll be strike 3, and that will retire the side. But the Angels take the lead. 2 runs on 3 hits. A solo bomb by Dick Schofield. California now holding a 2-1 lead after 3. I fully expect this to be a tight game with seasons on the line. With seasons on the line, everything is going to be very much scrutinized. And neither team wants to make that fatal blow. Here's Mullenix. Mullenix has a walk tonight. Romanek will get the sign from Boone, coming out with a 2-1 lead. Romanek will set, and he will pitch. That is a 482, and against a righty, a 482 is going to be grounded over to first. Grabbing that is going to be Carew. He will take his time, toss that over to Romanek, coming over to cover. 1 out in the inning. And here's Mosby. Mosby tonight has a walk as well. Romanek looking in at Boone for the sign. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Romanek will set, and he will pitch. That is a 331. And Mosby is going to try to do too much with a high heat. Strike 3, out number 2. Two outs, and the batter now is Oliver. Oliver tonight is 1 for 1 with a double. Romanek looking in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 650, and that's going to be a ground ball over to third. Grabbing that for the Angels is going to be DeCinces. He will take his time, throw that across the diamond, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the top of the 4th. California still with a 2-1 lead heading into the bottom of the 4th. And yes, it is a good turnaround for the Angels, but there is a lot of baseball left to play. Alexander finishes up his warm-up tosses. Batter now is Carew. Carew is 0 for 1 tonight. Angels now with a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 670. That'll turn into a 680, and that'll be a base hit for Carew. He will get on with the leadoff single. Infield will go to double play depth, and hold up. Oh, no, never mind. Boone is the batter. I wasn't sure for a second. Boone flew out his first time up, though. Carew edging off of first. He will hold. Actually, Boone's a pretty good bunter. Yeah, I think the Angels are going to bunt here, and the Blue Jays are going to bring the corners in expecting it. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Boone squares to bunt, and he lays it down. Wow, that's a 12. And a 12 is going to be a miss with 2 strikes. So now the Angels are going to call off the bunt. The infield will go back to double play depth. So we will do it again with a normal pitch. That will be a 556 over to third base, Mullenix. And that's going to get past him into left field. That'll be a base hit. Carew is not going to try to extend that. 1B7. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Carew is not going to take any chances here. Fans here at Anaheim Stadium are loud, as now the Angels are back to having something going on again. Here's Schofield. Schofield hit a solo bomb back in the third. Angels with a 2-1 lead, but they would love to get more. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 481. And against the righty, a 481 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Mosby will track that one down. He will make the catch. Out number 1. Carew breaks on the catch. Here comes the throw from Bell. And that's actually, the throw's coming from Mosby. And the throw's high. Carew is safe at third. Runners at the corners. Batter now is Wilfong. Wilfong tonight is 0 for 1. The infield. Oh, what does the infield do here? The infield's going to play in. Wilfong does not hit into a lot of double plays. Carew. Let's see. Garcia is the second baseman. Yep. 1. 0-2. Carew is going on contact. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Alexander will set, and he will pitch. That is a 640 something. 646. That'll turn into a 656. And that's going to get through. That'll get past short. That'll be a base hit, because the infield's playing in. Carew will score. Everybody will move up. 3-1 Angels. Stadium cheers. Yay! And I was not keeping up with Carew on the base paths. Okay. Batter now is Gritch. Gritch tonight is 1 for 2. Infield will go back to double play depth. Alexander looking a little shaky tonight, but he will get the sign from Witt. Blue Jays do not want to make that bullpen call early. We've seen how making that bullpen call too early can be fatal. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 627. That'll turn into a 637 and be a fly ball into center field. Mosby tracking that one down near the track. He will make the catch. That is out number 2, but he gets it in there quickly to prevent Boone from going to third. The throw will go to third. 2 outs in the inning. Pettis is now the batter. Pettis tonight is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice hit. Alexander trying to get out of the inning. He will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 228. Against a switch left, a 228 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Picking that one up is going to be Garcia. He will take his time. Actually, he'll take that to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. The Angels widen the lead, though. One run on 3 hits. California now holding a 3-1 lead after 4. Toronto really needs to get something going here soon before they start running out of outs, and indeed, not great defense by the Blue Jays tonight. And don't forget, the Tigers are waiting for the winner of this series. They're looking for anything they can pick apart. Leading off the top of the fifth for the Blue Jays is Lee. Lee struck out swinging his first time up. 3-1 lead for the Angels, top of the 5th. Romanek will look to Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 145, and a 145 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Jackson will take his time to get under that one. He will make the catch, out number 1. And I forgot to update that. Batter now is Leach. Leach today is 0 for 1. Romanek gets the sign from Boone once again. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 315, and Leach tries to do too much with a slider for strike 3, out number 2. Witt is now the batter. Witt is 0 for 2 tonight. Romanek trying to get out of a nice easy inning. He will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 458, and against a righty, a 458 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Pettis going after that one. He will track it down just before the track, make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the top of the 5th. California holding a 3-1 lead heading into the bottom of the 5th. That was the top of the 5th for the Blue Jays. But I'm just watching my timer on my laundry. I need to take a small break to go deal with that, so bear with me. Also take a quick drink of my Crystal Light before we get into the bottom of the 5th. We've got the heart of the Angels order coming up to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Leading off is Downing. Downing tonight is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Angels still protecting a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Winner tonight hosts Detroit. Loser goes home. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 539. Ooh, that's bad. That is Leach looking at that one. And Leach is going to pick it up and drop it. He's not going to be able to field it cleanly. Downing will reach with the leadoff error by Leach. Oh, is that a problem? Infield will go to double play depth, and this is the last guy you want to give free base runners to. Batter is Jackson. Jackson tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Downing, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. Alexander, glaring over at Leach at first, going, what are you doing? Our season's on the line here. You've got to get those. Alexander will look to Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 151. And a 151 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Jackson's counterpart, Barfield, will take his time to find that one. He'll make the catch near the track. Out number 1. DeCinces is now the batter. DeCinces is 0 for 2 tonight. Downing, still not a threat to steal. He will hold. DeCinces with great power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 408. And a 408 against a righty. DeCinces gets frozen by a changeup that he probably should have swung at for strike 3. Out number 2. He goes back talking to himself because he knows he should have swung at that one. Here's Carew. Carew tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Alexander looking in at Witt for the sign. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Alexander will set, and he will pitch. That is a 596. That's into right field. And Barfield is going to track that one down. He'll come in, he'll make the catch on the run, but he'll get it, and that will retire the side. The Angels waste a leadoff error, and they get nothing else. California, though, still holding on to a 3-1 lead after 5. I'll adjust my layout quick, which will give Romanic some time to get his warm-up tosses in for the inning. And leading off the top of the 6th for the Blue Jays is Garcia. Garcia tonight is 0 for 2. We're going to get some activity in the Angels' bullpen, as they don't want any funny business tonight. What do they want? Do they want long relief tonight? Let's see. The Blue Jays have mostly lefties in the lineup. The Angels are going to get Jim Slayton warming up in the bullpen. He's starting to get loose just in case Romanic runs into a little bit of trouble. Romanic still protecting a 3-1 lead for California. He will continue to pitch. Romanic will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 517. That's right back to Romanic, and that'll be a base hit into center field. That'll get past him. Garcia will have a leadoff single. That'll be the first point of fatigue against Romanic, which I will deal with that in a second. Infield will go to double play depth. Barfield is now the batter. Barfield is 1 for 2 with a triple, and there's the first point of Garcia's pitcher fatigue. Or Romanic, I should say. Speaking of Garcia, though, he might try to steal. Catcher's Boone with a 7-arm. No, never mind that plan. He will hold. Romanic will get the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium hoping the Angels can get out of trouble. Romanic will set, and he will pitch. That is a 564. That'll be over to shortstop where Schofield's got it. That'll be a ground ball right to him. Schofield will throw that over to Wilfong. That'll get Garcia. Wilfong makes the pivot over to Carew at first. It is in time. That is a 6-4-3 double play. Two outs in the inning. Stadium cheers. Yay! Bell is now the batter. Bell is 0 for 2. Romanic looking in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 268 against a righty at 268. Uh-oh. Bell's into one. That is deep to left field. Bell with a power of a 9. Does he cut this Blue Jays lead to 1? Or this Angels lead to 1? That will get cut to 1 with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to right field. Going back for that one is going to be Downing. He's back to the track, back to the wall. That ball is gone. Home run, George Bell, 1-run game. 3-2 Angels. Stadium groans. Ugh. And here's Mullenix. Mullenix tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. That is the second point of pitcher fatigue on Romanek. Romanek trying to get out of this inning. Slayton continuing to throw. Romanek will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 297. That does not sound promising at all. And a 297. Mullenix is into one. That is deep to right field. Back-to-back jacks tie this game. Do the Blue Jays get it? Mullenix with a power of a 6. Oop. And we have ourselves a tie game with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to right field. Jackson going back for that one. He's back to the track, back to the wall. That ball is gone. Back-to-back jacks. Rance Mullenix. We are tied here at Anaheim Stadium at 3. Stadium barfs. Bleh. And here's Mosby. Mosby tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. We have got a brand new game all of a sudden. Angels bench telling Romanek, get us out of the inning. Slayton will come in the 7th. Romanek will get the sign from Boone. Tied at 3 here in the top of the 6th. Romanek will set, and he will pitch. That is a 417. And against a righty, ooh, Mosby will work a 2-out walk out of the at-bat. As Romanek seems to be losing it here. Oliver, now the batter with 2 outs. Oliver is 1 for 2 with a double tonight. Is Romanek going to pitch to him? No. That is going to be it for Ron Romanek. He's already let the lead get away from him. The Angels are going to make the first call to the bullpen tonight. Coming in to pitch for the Angels is going to be Jim Slayton, 6-10 with a 4.37 ERA, 148 and a third innings pitched, 60 strikeouts, 63 walks, 22 home runs, and 85. Mosby is, of course, still Romanek's runner. Slayton will come in to face Oliver with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th and a tie game. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 440. And against a righty, a 440 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Picking that one up is going to be Wilfong. He will make the play over to first, and that will retire the side. But the Blue Jays tie this game with two runs on 3 hits and a walk. 2 back-to-back solo jacks by George Bell and Rance Mullenix have tied this game at 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Wow. We are going to have some drama right to the finish here tonight, most likely. And I see my dryer timer about to go off again for laundry. Yes, it is exciting down the stretch. So we'll let Alexander get some warm-up tosses in. We'll let the viewers in chat catch their breath for a little bit. And I will take a small break while I go deal with laundry. Naturally, a game 5 is going to have a little bit of drama in it, no? Alexander will finish up his warm-up tosses as he'll be looking at the bottom of the order to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Here's Boone. Boone tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. We're going to get some activity in the Blue Jays bullpen as well, as starting to get loose will be... let's see. Righty switches, righties. Blue Jays are going to get... I'm deciding who they want to get loosening up here. They're going to get Dennis Lamp warming up in the bullpen. Alexander looking in at Witt for the sign. Tied at 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Alexander will set, and he will pitch. That is a 289. That sounds like a problem against the righty, and, well, it's deep to left field for Boone. He's got a power of a 2, though. He could give the Angels the lead. Let's see. He won't give them the lead, but it will drop. That will drop in front of Bell, and that'll be a base hit into left field. Double play depth for the Blue Jays infield, as stepping into the batter's box now is Schofield. 1 for 2 with a solo bomb tonight. Boone, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Does Schofield lay down the bunt? No, he's actually got pretty good power. He's going to swing away here. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 498. And a 498. Uh-oh. Schofield's into another one. That is deep to left field. Schofield with a power of a 4. Does he give the Angels the lead on another shot? Schofield will give the Angels the lead again with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to left field. Bell, back for that one. Back to the track, back to the wall. He leaps, and he's not going to get that one. That is gone. Home run, Dick Schofield. Angels take the lead. 5-3 Angels on Schofield's second home run of the night. Stadium cheers. Yay! And here's Wilfong. Wilfong tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Lamp continuing to throw in the bullpen. You got to wonder when the Blue Jays are going to get Alexander out of there. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 186. And a 186 is a bloop single for Wilfong. He will get on with a single. Infield will go to double play depth. Batter now is Gritch. Gritch tonight is 1 for 3. Alexander is going to pitch to Gritch. Lamp needs a little more time to get ready. Wilfong, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Gritch will get the sign from, or not Gritch. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 666. That'll turn into a 676. And that's going to be a bloop single for Gritch. He will get on with a single. Wilfong will go to second. And the Blue Jays now batter now is Pettis. Pettis tonight is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice hit, and that's going to be it for Alexander. He'd picked a bad time to have a rough night. Coming in to pitch for the Blue Jays tonight. Coming in to pitch for the Blue Jays now. Is going to be Dennis Lamp. He's going to try to stop this carnage. 11-0 with a 3.32 ERA. 105 and 2/3 innings pitched. 68 strikeouts. 27 walks. 7 home runs in 85. He's going to try to help the Blue Jays stop the bleeding. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Angels are definitely threatening for more. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 628. That'll turn into a 638. And that'll be a fly ball into center field. Mosby will come under that one. He will make the catch. 1 out in the inning. Everybody holds. It was a shallow fly ball. Downing, now the batter. Downing is 2 for 2, and he reached on an error. He's also got great power. He's going to swing away. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Lamp will set, he will kick, and he will pitch. That is a 348. And a 348 is going to get popped up on the infield. Going into foul territory for that one's going to be Leach. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. And now a dangerous situation as the batter is Jackson. Jackson tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. He's been tame with the bat in this series, but you have to respect his power. Lamp will get the sign from Witt, trying to keep this a 2-run game. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. That is a 190. And a 190 is going to be a bloop single for Jackson. He'll get that out of the infield. And we're going to have 2-runner. Actually, we're going to have... Right. That's going to be a 1B double star. Wilfong will score. Gritch to third. Jackson to first. 6-3 Angels. Stadium cheers. Yay! Batter now is DeCinces. DeCinces is 0 for 3. Blue Jays bench, not happy with what they see here. Can you blame them, though? Lamp will get the sign from Witt. Anaheim Stadium on their feet. They can smell the ALCS and a date with Detroit. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. That is a 361. And that's going to get popped up on the infield at first base. Getting under that one is going to be Leach. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. But the Angels pick up some breathing room. 3 runs on 5 hits. The Angels now have a 6-3 lead after 6. California is 9 outs away from the ALCS. That was a big inning for California, to put it mildly. Slayton finishing up his warm-up tosses. Let's go to the bench here. There may be some substitutions coming for Toronto here. They're going to try to create. They got to try to create something here. Let's see what's going to happen here. All right, we are going to have some substitutions here. As Lee is going to come out of the game, he would be the batter next, but he's going to come out. Coming in to pinch hit for Lee, and actually this is shortstop. We have another shortstop. I was looking at second base for a second. Never mind. Lee is not going to come out of the game. He will bat. I don't have another shortstop that I like for the Blue Jays. Lee tonight is 0 for 2, but I do have another first baseman who's going to come in for Leach. Slayton will look in at Boone for the sign. 6-3 Angels, top of the 7th. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 254 against a switch left. 254 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will track that one down coming in. He will make the catch, and there is one out in the inning. Leach is going to come out of the game. The Blue Jays need to generate some offense. Coming in to try to do that, he'll also be taking over at first base. Willie Upshaw coming in to take over at first. 275 average, 15 home runs, 65 RBIs, and 85. Upshaw will take over at first base. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 177, and that's going to be a bloop single for Upshaw. He will get on with a one-out single. Infield will go to double play depth, and here's Witt. Witt tonight is 0 for 3. Blue Jays fans kind of think he might be due. Angels fans hope not. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 562. That's over to shortstop Schofield. That'll be a ground ball to Schofield. He will get that. Throw that over to Wilfong. That'll get Upshaw. Then Wilfong will make the throw over to Carew at first. That is in time. That is a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Stadium cheers. Yay! Blue Jays get a hit, but that's all they get out of it. 6-3 California as we head into the 7th inning stretch. Sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I will take a small break. And yes, indeed, whoever wins this will hold home field advantage in the ALCS. Winner hosts Detroit, loser goes home. Winner of this game will be hosting Detroit on Saturday afternoon. No baseball tomorrow. I'm going to give myself a day off from baseball, mostly because I want to catch up on some product unboxings. But Saturday morning, we'll be starting the League Championship Series round with Game 1 of the National League Championship Series between the Montreal Expos and the Houston Astros. We will be at the Astrodome for that one. Bryn Smith will be going for the Expos, and Nolan Ryan will be going for the Astros. That should be a very good series. My conversation with ChatGPT, both say that series is going 7 games. And the way both teams have looked, I can very easily see that going 7 games. Of course, we're having Saturday morning baseball because of Entree Mystical Munchies for this week. The Blue Jays are in trouble. They need to get something going here, but unfortunately, they are the ones in the field. As coming up to bat right now for the Angels is Carew. Carew is 1 for 3 with a single tonight. 6-3 Angels, bottom of the 7th. The Angels are 9. Hold up. Oh. Hold on, I forgot Digital Diamond was going to yell at me because we need a first baseman. But Upshaw is going to be our new first baseman. He will take over. Let me just make sure Digital Diamond has got all that set. Okay. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 6-10. That'll turn into a 6-20 and be popped up on the infield. Garcia will get under that one at second base. He will make the catch, and that'll be out number 1. One out in the inning, and the batter now is Boone. Boone tonight is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is going to be a 6-0-2. That'll turn into a 6-12 and be a called strike 3 on Boone as he gets frozen by a curveball for strike 3, out number 2. And coming up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, the probable MVP of this game, Schofield. Schofield tonight is 2 for 3 with two bombs, a solo shot and a 2-run shot. Lamp hoping to get Schofield out and keep this game right where it is. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 398. And about that keeping it right where it is, I think Schofield forgot to tell them. I think they forgot to tell Schofield that that's what they were trying, because Schofield is going to not keep that where it is with a boom, high, deep, gone, home run, Dick Schofield, as the Angels' third shot of the night for Schofield, 7-3 Angels. Schofield trying to get the Angels to the ALCS all by himself. Stadium cheers. Yay! Wilfong is now the batter. Wilfong tonight is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. 7-3 Angels, bottom of the 7th. Schofield basically responsible for getting this team to the ALCS if this score holds. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. 567. That does not sound promising. That's 567. Shortstop tonight is Lee. That's going to be, let's see, 7 is going to be less than or equal to his fielding. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Wilfong will have a single. Wow, Schofield having himself a night, though. Here's Gritch. Gritch tonight is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. And here I thought this was going to be a tight game. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 345, and a 345 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Picking that one up is going to be Lee. He will get that over to Garcia at second. That'll get Wilfong, and that will retire the side. But the Angels pick up more breathing room. 1 run on 2 hits, a solo shot by Dick Schofield, as the Angels now have a 7-3 lead after 7. I am planning on starting off with the NLCS, Philip, mostly because this series, I try to alternate leagues as much as I can in the playoffs. So because this series went to Game 5, I'm going to start with the NLCS on Saturday morning. The Angels are going to get a couple different pitchers warming up. They're going to get both Donnie Moore and Luis Sanchez. Actually, who are they going to get Sanchez warming up? Mostly righties. Yep. The Angels are going to get Sanchez warming up just in case Slayton runs into trouble. Donnie Moore is going to come in for the no funny business close, most likely in the top of the ninth. Leading off for the Blue Jays is Garcia. Garcia tonight is 1 for 3 with a single. This would probably be one of the biggest comebacks in this replay so far. Angels lead by 4, 7-3, top of the 8th. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 275, and against a righty at 275, Garcia's into one that's deep to left field. Garcia with a power of 3. Do the Blue Jays cut into this deficit? They won't cut into the deficit now, but that'll get down, that'll get to the wall, and Garcia will have himself a double into left field as Downey has to go back and track that one down. Garcia with a leadoff double. Barfield, now the batter. Barfield, 1 for 3. He's got a triple. Always a threat with a bat in his hand. And that should be, let me check where Slayton came in. He came in with 1 out in the 6th. No, he's still good to go. I thought that was going to be a point of fatigue on Slayton, but it's not. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. They can smell the ALCS. Toronto may have something to say about that. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 159. And a 159 is going to get popped up on the infield. Going into foul territory for that one's going to be DeCinces. He will make the catch, and that'll be out number 1. One out in the inning, and here's Bell. Bell tonight is 1 for 3, but that one was a solo bomb. Blue Jays hoping to get something here. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 624. And that's going to get popped up on the infield to second base. Getting under that one for the Blue Jays is going to be Wilfong. He will make the catch in the infield grass. That is out number 2. Here's Mullinix. Mullinix is 1 for 2 with a walk and a solo bomb. We're going to get some activity in the Blue Jays bullpen as well, as getting loose for the Blue Jays, switch righty-lefty. Who are the Blue Jays going to get warming up? Good question. The Blue Jays are going to get... They're going to get Stan Clark warming up in the bullpen. The big priority for the Blue Jays, though, is they have got to stop this bleeding. You see what popped in Discord. Probably a notification from... Oh, I think a notification from earlier I never cleared. Well, while I check Discord, this is giving Clark some time to get his warm-up tosses in, or to get a good bullpen session in. Okay. There we go. We got all that sorted out, and now Clark's getting his tosses in the bullpen. Mullinix trying to get Garcia home and cut into this Angels lead. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Slayton will set, and he will pitch. That is a 261, and against the lefty, Mullinix is into one. That's deep to right field. Mullenix with a power of a 6. Does he cut in to this Angels lead? Three. Mullenix will cut into the lead. He'll cut the lead in half with a boom. That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to right field. Jackson back to the track, back to the wall. That ball is gone. Home run, Rance Mullenix. As the Blue Jays cut the Angels' lead in half, 7-5. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here's Mosby. Mosby's 0 for 1 with 2 walks tonight. Slayton, got to shake that one off. And I think now, now he's fatigued. 7-5 Angels, top of the 8th. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set. He will pitch. 296. Uh-oh. Now Mosby's into one, also deep to right field. Back-to-back jacks would cut the lead in half again. Mosby with a power of a 6. Does he get this one out? And we've got a 1-run game with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to right field. Jackson is right back to it. Back to the track. Back to the wall. That ball is gone. Back-to-back jacks. Lloyd Mosby. We've got ourselves a 1-run game. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here is Oliver. Oliver tonight is 1 for 3, but that 1 is a double. Slayton trying to get out of the inning so he can hand the ball over to Donnie Moore. Slayton will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Slayton will set, and he will pitch. That is a 646. And that's going to be a ground ball over to second. Picking that one up is going to be Wilfong. He will throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. But the Blue Jays come right back into it with 3 runs on 3 hits, a 2-run bomb by Rance Mullenix and 1 by Lloyd Mosby, and all of a sudden, we have got a 1-run game, 7-6 Angels heading into the bottom of the 8th. The Blue Jays are telling the Angels, we are not dead yet, folks. Stepping in after Lamp finishes up his warm-up tosses is Pettis. Pettis tonight is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice hit. 7-6 Angels, bottom of the 8th. Blue Jays are not going down without a fight. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 250 against a switch left. Pettis is going to get frozen by the high heat for strike 3, out number 1. Pettis looks at the umpire, says, hey, that pitch was high. The umpire says, no, you're high. You're also out. Go sit. 1 out in the inning, and the batter now is Downing. Downing tonight is 2 for 3 with 2 singles, and he's reached on an error tonight. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 317, and Downing tries to do too much with a changeup for strike 3, out number 2. Jackson is now the batter. Jackson is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk tonight. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Lamp trying to protect a 1-run game. He will get the sign from Witt. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud, hoping Jackson can deliver a big-time hit. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. That is a 240 against the lefty, and it's going to be a ground ball over to first. Upshaw will get to that one. He'll wave off Lamp coming over, and that will retire the side. That is a huge 1-2-3 inning by the Angels in the bottom of the 8th. We are looking at a 7-6 score for California after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? The Toronto Blue Jays are running out of outs. And yes, this is getting exciting. Slayton is going to come out of the game. And with the Blue Jays running out of outs, the last name they want to hear right now is that of California's closer. As here comes Donnie Moore to try to finish this series for California. 8-8 with 31 saves, a 1.92 ERA, 103 innings pitched, 72 strikeouts, 21 walks, 9 home runs, and 85. He will have the bottom of Toronto's order to deal with. Batter now is Lee. Lee tonight is 0 for 3. Moore will get the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud, hoping the Angels can finish this series and get set for Detroit on Saturday afternoon. Moore will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 609, and that's going to be a swing and a miss as Lee goes through a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 1. Batter now is Upshaw. Upshaw tonight is 1 for 3 with a single. Moore looking in at Boone for the sign. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are still loud. Moore will set, and he will pitch. That is a 175, and a 175 is going to be a base hit into right field by Upshaw. He is not going to try to extend that, especially with Jackson having an arm of a 5. They need base runners. Upshaw will go to first on the single. The infield will go to double play depth. The batter now is Witt. Witt tonight is 0 for 4. Moore looking at his infield, hoping they can turn 2 and get this series over with. Moore looking in at Boone for the sign. Upshaw, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Witt waits for the pitch. Moore gets the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Moore will set, and he will pitch. That is a 596. That is Jackson, and a 596. That's going to drop, and that's going to be a double. That'll get to the wall behind Jackson, and everybody's going to be safe with a double. Wow. Talk about a scary situation. Upshaw goes to third. Witt goes to second. Everybody's safe with a double. Batter now is Garcia. The infield has got to play in. Garcia tonight is 2 for 4 with a single and a double. Upshaw, let's see what he is doing. This is a big decision for the Blue Jays. 3-3. 4-4. Upshaw has to go on contact and try to tie this game. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are suddenly very, very nervous. Tying run is at third. The go-ahead run is at second. Garcia is at the plate. Barfield is in the on-deck circle. Barfield has got a lot of power. Moore will get the sign from Boone. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Moore will set. He will pitch. That is a 630. And a 630 is going to get popped up on the infield. Schofield getting under that one in the grass. The infield fly rule will be called. 2 outs in the inning. And the last chance for the Blue Jays comes to Jesse Barfield. Barfield tonight is 1 for 4, but that one was a triple. A triple here would give the Blue Jays the lead. Boone goes out to talk to Moore, trying to calm it down. Angels fans are going nuts. Moore gets this out. California hosts Detroit on Monday. Barfield gets a hit. We are going to be going to the bottom of the ninth at the very least. Moore takes a breath. He looks in at Boone for the sign. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Moore will shake him off. Finally, he'll nod. He'll take a sign he likes. Moore will set. Looks to Upshaw at third. Witt at second. Moore will turn to Barfield. He will kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 159, and a 159 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will track that one down. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are jumping up and down. Barfield takes 2 steps to his left, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. The California Angels survive a 9th inning rush from Toronto to win this game 7-6. They will take the series 3-2. California moves to the ALCS. Stadium cheers. Yay! Final line score coming up. The Blue Jays sure wanted to make that one close, though. For the Angels, 7 runs on 14 hits and no errors. For the Blue Jays, 6 hits on 11 hits and 1 error. Winning pitcher tonight is going to be Jim Slayton. He will take the win. Doyle Alexander will take the season-ending loss for the Blue Jays, and Donnie Moore will get the save for the Angels. And that will do it for the League Division Series round. The League Championship Series round is all set. In the American League, the California Angels will be hosting the Detroit Tigers in Game 1 on Saturday afternoon, I should say. Saturday morning, we will, of course, be having Saturday morning baseball, as the Houston Astros will be at the Astrodome hosting the Montreal Expos in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. And yes, what a game indeed. Bryn Smith will be going for the Expos, and Nolan Ryan will be going for the Astros. In between all of that, we'll be off from baseball tomorrow, A, to give myself a little time to recuperate from baseball, but B, because I've got a few product unboxings I need to catch up on. Saturday afternoon, I should say, Mystical Munchies will continue Out of the Dungeons and Dragons Flavors of the Multiverse cookbook as we make the entree, Bothy Steak. Sunday, we're playing Inside the Crease Hockey, along with continuing the ALCS. Wednesday next week, we are playing Scythe Expeditions by Stonemeyer Games. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The California Angels survive a 9th inning charge by the Toronto Blue Jays and advance to the ALCS to play the Detroit Tigers with a 7-6 victory in Game 5 and a 3-2 series victory. Game 1 of the ALCS is on Saturday afternoon. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys Saturday morning for Game 1 of the NLCS.